Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan.
Opening remarks followed by the singing of our national anthem and a prayer.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
May we always remember that we are in the presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord God, we praise you, we glorify you, and worship you. We thank you for blessing us with this wonderful day that you have created for us. Almighty Father, we ask that you guide all players so they may practice camaraderie, sportsmanship, and kindness. May they have humble hearts even through defeat or victory. May they use their gifts and skills for good and to inspire others. May they glorify your name in everything they do. Protect them from injury, from harm, and from disagreements. Lord Jesus, we also ask that you protect and guide all coaches, staff, family members, and supporters of Junior MPBL. May they be reminded that they are role models and inspirations of these kids so they may practice modesty and compassion. May you also protect this venue, the sound system, all technical equipment, and all materials that we will use today. We ask that you remove anything that is not from you and replace it with your kindness, love, and compassion. We ask all this in your mighty and powerful name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Captain Peter Panganiban with the final to Corneo Amoranto. Yes, sir. Here's Wagan. Takes it out. Valiente, step back. Goes up. Yes! Team Captain Peter Panganiban with the final to Corneo Amoranto. Yes, sir. Here's Wagan. Takes it out. Valiente, step back. Goes up. Yes! 15 Captain Peter Panganiban with the final to Corneo Amoranto. Yes, sir.
5 months of intense on-court battles, priceless opportunities given for young players to shine under the spotlight. Here we are ending the inaugural season of Extreme Gaming Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL with a bang as we bring you the live and continuing coverage of Game 3 of the Best of 3 18-under national finals between the North Division Kings, the Mandaluyong Junior Michael Smith, against the rulers of the South, the Davao Red Cubs. For all the marbles, no more tomorrow. The last game date of your inaugural Junior MPBL season. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Melo Navarro. Coach, in a matchup like this, what can we expect? What can we anticipate? What can our viewers anticipate for a matchup like this that entails all of the marbles already? This is for the championship. No more tomorrow.
Well, this is one of those games where you can throw away the numbers already. It's all about who wants it more and who's going to be able to really be composed and dictate the pace of the game.
Third member of our broadcast panel is Ms. Andrea Veloso. We'll be hearing from her later on as this game progresses. Now, before we dive down into our pre-game discussion, tingnan natin ang nangyari sa ating playoff bracket, no? How these teams were able to climb dito sa ating national finals, dito sa ating 18 under division. Well, so we'll take a look at the previous game stats here between Davao and Mandaluyong. You see here, Coach, grabe yung naging low scoring dito sa game na to compared to the previous games.
Well, it was really a low scoring game compared, especially to their game 1. It was a 78-76 win for Mandaluyong, but in game 2, Davao slowed things down. They played a methodical type of game, although they were not able to knock down their shots from the three-point line, pero they really pounded it inside the paint, wherein they were able to score 40 points in that area compared to the 26 of Mandaluyong. And most importantly, yung kanilang free throws, they were able to maximize that, 15 out of 26 in that department.
Well, now let's talk about the key players for both squads para dito sa Davao and Mandaluyong. This really has been quite a series, and nobody really expected this to go the distance. But here we are right now in Game 3 of our 18 under division. Unahin na natin ang isang player ng Mandaluyong na si Nicolas Lorenzo. 17 points, 2 blocks, 13 rebounds in that last game.
Well, you can never talk about Davao without talking about this guy, Nicolas Lorenzo. He had 17 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks in their last game. He didn't want to end the series. Gusto pa niyang i-extend, and here we are in Game 3, and a lot will be expected from him. Itong double-double performance, that's a normal occurrence for him, but he's gonna need to do more if they want to secure this victory.
Well, he's been one of the longest tenured players of the San Beda program, so he definitely is one of the leaders of this team, which is made up of a lot of rookies actually heading into their NCAA season. Ngayon, tawid naman tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about player from Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Ito si Jevy Hinogin. Quick point guard who has a touch from mid-range. Here are his numbers from that last game. 15 points, 3 dimes, 2 steals, and 9 rebounds, Coach.
All throughout, he has been steady for his team, leading the attacks, especially on transition. He's one good finisher on the break. Pero makikita mo nga dito yung rebounding. That's what separates him from the other guards because he has that nose for the basketball, and he's really athletic for his size.
Well, let's see if he can duplicate these kinds of numbers here today, especially where they need it the most. Galing dito kay Jevy Hinogin. Now, let's talk about the marquee matchup that we have for tonight. It's going to be MJ Viloses versus itong si Russell Bayani, member of our Mythical 5, versus a player we dubbed as the Little Beast.
Oo, talagang heavyweights ang maglalaban dito sa ating marquee matchup. And interesting is an understatement for these two. Itong ang si MJ Viloses averaging 14.9 points, 8.4 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 2.4 steals on the other side. Russell Bayani, another electrifying player para dito sa Mandaluyong. 15.7 points, 8.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 1.8 steals.
Well, these two are going to have to produce maybe even more than these numbers if their team wants to end up on top of our 18 under division. Now, Coach, let's get the show on the road. Let's turn it over to our venue announcer for the start of this ball game.
Good evening, Amoranto Arena, and welcome to our deciding Game 3 finals of the 18 under between the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith versus Davao Red Cubs. This is the Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season by Extreme Gaming. Now, here are the players starting with the 18 under South Division champions, Davao Red Cubs. Starting at number 2, Judy San Juan. Number 4, Lawrence Mandaliano. Number 9, Joaquin Wagan. At 16, Vincent Montigo. #22, Rantiel Medroso. #27, Subairi Sahali. And number 30, Francis Doliente. And now the starting five. Start the guard. MJ Bailases. At power forward, number 3, Almarlon Jr. Winters. At point guard, number 8, Kirk Cañete. Playing for center, number 17, Nicolas Lorenzo. And shooting guard, number 25, Lawrence Batong Bakal. Head coach is Miko Roldan. Assistant coaches Ralph Rivera, Francis Cruz, Aldrina Lunes, Eddie Bunclor, and Mark Silva, together with Chan Calderon. And here's the 18 under North Division champions, the Mandaluyong Junior Michael Smith. Starting on guard, number 1, Sian Golyoso. At number 7, Benedict Gaistos. Number 11, Andre Herrera. #14, Joshua Orbania. #9, Von Awa. At 18, Rosfer Palad. #20, Carlos Cantona. #22, Miguel Casera. #26, Maurice Teodoro. #30, Earl Andiabo. #31, Kichi Lario. And now the starter at number 6, starting guard, Javi Hinugin. At forward number 13, Roberto Monterroso. At center number 25, James Tabinas. And for forward number 72, Russell Bayani. Head coach Jay Cruz, assistant coach Cocoy Reyes, and team consultants Coach Mark. Both teams on the center court for the sportsmanship handshake. Our referee for this ball game is referee John Mahinay, Erwin Canoza, Nino Perez, our crew chief, and Raymond Modera together with Von Racho. It's a deciding game 3 finals. Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith versus Davao Red Cubs. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Ito ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
All right, once again, thank you so much for joining us here tonight at the Amoranto Arena inside the Amoranto Sports Complex, where we actually had our first mock-up game, and it's fitting that we have our last game of the season dito sa ating venue na to, as Davao gets the first taste of points here sa ating laro.
And that's big for Davao because we mentioned in their last game, 0 out of 8 from beyond the arc, and ngayon panimula, ipukol mula dyan sa labas, so it's gonna be a good sign for Davao.
Little weave set here to start the offense for the Junior Microsmith. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This is Game 3 of your Under-18 National Finals. Abby Palanya joined by Coach Melo Navarro and Miss Andrea Veloso. Your battle for tonight, 3-0 so far in favor of the Kings of the South. Valiosis goes down underneath, and that is a score for the Red Cubs.
And that is where they're known for, no? Yung kanilang half-court sets, very methodical. That time, putting that ball in the paint, and easy 2 points for Davao.
5-0 lead to begin para dito sa Red Cubs. Monterroso goes to the pop. There's going to be a foul. Shot will not count, so that's going to be a sideline inbound here. On the baseline, rather, para dito sa Junior Microsmith. See their coach Mark Herrera, also the head coach of their 16 under squad. Can Mandaluyong finally get their first basket here in this possession? Emergency pass, shot from the outside, that's down and through.
Bailout basket para dito sa Mandaluyong. That shot clock was winding down. Good thing they were able to find that open teammate from the 3.
Jevi Hinogin, one of the players we talked about at the top of our coverage, that will be key for the success ng Mandaluyong dito sa laro na to if they want to win this championship against the Red Cubs.
That's through heavy numbers talaga ang binibigay nitong si Jevi Hinogin. In fact, in the series, he's been averaging almost a double-double, especially on the rebounding end. Very important yan because they need those second chance opportunities here in this game.
Coach, how special it is to have point guards like these Gaya dito ni Jovi na rebounding point guards, batang-bata pa lang. And, bihira natin makita yan. I wouldn't know maybe at this level kung ganito na pa talaga, at this day and age, ganito na ba talaga ang nagiging hinog ng mga players?
Well, that's true. Really puts in a lot of value in your team kapag yung point guard mo is an able rebounder. Dahil nga, in this game, napaka-importante for getting multiple touches of that basketball.
Monterosa scores and Mandaluyong gets a steal on the inbound. Sorry miss right there. Galing kay Hinogin. There's going to be a whistle blown. It's going to be an offensive foul against Hinogin. That's number 1 on the Mandaluyong guard. All tied up at 5 apiece. More than 3 minutes gone by here in the opening frame.
So this is the trademark of Mandaluyong, kanilang full court pressure. Tingnan natin if Davao has made those necessary adjustments to avoid turnovers.
For every Coach Mark Herrera coached squad throughout his career, bihira ka makakita ng team na hindi pa-pressure for the whole 40 minutes.
Oo, totoo yan. And ito, yung Mandaluyong is trying to clog that paint, but Davao has done a great job in locating those outside shooters so far.
Cañete pulls Davao back into the driver's seat. Golyoso is asking for it. Finally gets it. Puts the ball on the deck. Hinogin got bumped from behind, but no whistle was blown. Possession secured by Davao. Here's Batumbakal, gives it up. Cañete looking for a teammate. Wants to get it to their money man. A foul is drawn right there by Nicolas Lorenzo.
No, I thought he escaped. They travel there. Itong si Nicolas got pushed from behind, but this guy is a game changer para dito sa Davao. He's a big guy who could extend that defense dahil maganda rin yung kanyang range from beyond the arc.
Bright future definitely ahead of him para dito kay Nicolas Lorenzo.
Totoo, no? Nakikita ko is parang the mold of an Arvin Tolentino. Probably a JV Mocon.
Could be, yeah. San Beda has history in molding players like that throughout the years, and they've been successful in getting into the professional levels. Lorenzo takes care of business on the first. 2 for 2 para kay Nicolas Lorenzo. Coach Melo, so far your thoughts on this first quarter between these two squads?
Oh, well, sabi nga natin kanina, throw away the numbers. Yun ang nakita natin ngayon sa Davao. Last game, they went to the paint. Ngayon naman, nangingibabaw sila because of their three-pointers. Para naman dito sa Mandaluyong, so far, struggling to find their spots. But we know, Coach Mark, alam naman natin to, talagang he will find a way to adjust. And ayun nga, pangalawang three-pointer na ang naipupukol din nila dito sa ating ballgame.
That brings them to within 2, 10-8 right now. Coach Mark Herrera has been coaching at this level for so long. Kahit naman bata ako, naabutan ko pa yan si Coach Mark.
Totoo, no? For as long as we can remember.
Davao on the other side. That's a score para dito kay Winters.
And that's where they're dangerous itong Davao, yung primary offense, because they're very good in locating yung mga rim runs and bigs.
Shot from the outside. That's a 3 by Golyoso.
Golyoso really not afraid to take those big shots, especially here in the game 3. Alam niya na kailangan siya.
Winters had to adjust in midair. That's not going to go down. Valioses from the outside. That's off to the left. Rebound secured by the red shirts.
And that's what you need to do if you're Mandaluyong. They may be taller, but if you're going to do gang rebounding, it's going to really be a big help.
So far, the Red Cubs maintaining a solitary point lead here, more than halfway through this first quarter. Couple of substitutions on the side of Davao. They're using this junior MPBL season as preparation for the upcoming NCAA campaign. You know, that's going to be a big help, Coach.
Oo, alam naman natin, this is a long season, so napakaraming pinagdaanan talaga nitong Davao team, preparing them for their main goal.
You know what? Whenever I talk basketball with, you know, not just my friends, but basketball fans in general, nowadays, ang sarap maging player because, you know, even kids at this age get the opportunity to have this kind of exposure at this kind of level.
Grabe, no? Before, swerte ka na kung makalaro ka ng mga two preseason leagues. But right now, 5 months of basketball and you're featured.
Exactly.
You're being
That's the big
exposed,
thing.
diba?
Monteroso dancing with his defender. At pass failed to fall into the hands of Palad. That's going to be a turnover for Mandaluyong.
And credit that to the half-court defense itong Davao. They're switching on every possibility kaya walang makitang driving lane itong Mandaluyong.
That's the reason why both these teams made it to the national finals. They like to play aggressive, gritty defense, especially from the backcourt. They like to put in that pressure. You know, San Beda's been known to have that kind of culture no matter kung sinong coach ang humawak.
Totoo yan, ano? There's really that brand of basketball that they maintain.
During the days pa ni Coach Ato Badolato, ganyan na talaga yung naging kultura ng San Beda. You know, they play really hard, aggressive defense. Just like they force the turnover. And that's going to be a take foul against Mandaluyong. That's going to be on Gulyoso.
And I thought that was a good foul dahil nga you don't want itong Red Cubs to be in the rhythm in the open court.
Substitutions on the side of Mandaluyong. Bagong pasok dito si Earl Añonuevo. His team's down by 3 here. 2 minutes and change remaining in the opening frame. So for Coach Bat, bakit hindi nakakaalago dito ang Mandaluyong?
Well, the problem right now for Mandaluyong is the matchups. Nakikita natin itong Red Cubs early in the game mixing up yung kanilang 5 on the floor, creating mga mismatches, and just like that, a big guy attacking a smaller defender, successful that time in the paint.
And you know, aside from what I said earlier about the defense of San Beda throughout the years, it's also been matchup nightmares like players like those who come in to play for them and create such different matchups on the court.
Oo, totoo yan.
Sidestep, that's a foul, but could have been a great end-one opportunity there, but he will go to the line.
Francis Doliente, such a deadly guy in transition. Kita mo naman doon, no? Yung sidestep na yan, yung tinatawag Pinoy step nga kung minsan, ano. It has become a common move, especially for these kids. Dahil nga, yung access nila ngayon to the high-quality games in all levels because of the digital platforms that we have. Kaya napakabilis din ng development ng mga bata.
And also the skill training, coach, the skill development, even outside their respective teams, talagang lumalawak na ng lumalawak. You would know.
That's true. They're putting a premium already to sa individual skills.
Of course, my partner, Coach Melo Navarro, also a coach for Simple Grind Basketball. Here's Mandaluyong. They trail by 6. That shot too strong. Red Cubs secure another defensive rebound here.
So far, itong Red Cubs limiting Mandaluyong to just 1 shot per possession.
Doliente looking at his options. Top of the circle, 3-pointer. That is way off for the Red Cubs.
But I like what the coaching staff is telling the players right now. No? Even after that miss, talagang they just want to focus on the next play. Punta na on the defensive end because you don't want to dwell on those errors.
Well, that shot badly missed, but you saw how they set that play up. Junior Microsmith here on the other side. They draw a whistle. That's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Mandaluyong. Earl Añonuevo will earn his 2 shots from the line.
And that's crucial for Coach Mark Herrera. No? He needs to be able to penetrate that paint, whether off a dribble, off a pass. Dahil dyan magkakaroon ng weak side rotations ng itong Red Cubs.
Looking at the stats here, Coach, especially during that Game 2 loss, dun talaga sila nagkulang, you know, that point in the paint production. They only had 26 compared to the 46 they scored in Game 1.
Well, that's the Red Cubs showing force in that shaded area. Tingnan natin kung makaka-counter ngayon ng Mandaluyong.
We're up by 5, but they push the lead up to 7 points. This is now a 3-possession ball game in favor of Davao. 40 seconds to play here in the first. Another foul called on the white shirts. So there's going to be another 2 shots at the line here for the junior Microsmith.
And that's a good attack mula dito kay Russell Bayani, not waiting for the defense of Red Cubs to be set in the half court. Dahil nga alam niya na parating talaga yung help. And it's very important for him to be very active in today's game.
Coach, for you, bilang nagtuturo ng basketball, especially to kids at this age, how do you teach playing good aggressive defense without fouling?
Oh, no, that's really kumbaga a tall order yan because a lot of discipline is needed for you to be able to execute that. It's one thing to know about it and another to really do it in the game. Kaya nga, alam mo naman, pag mga bata, it follows that they're really aggressive. So, minsan mapapahawak, but it's just a matter of explaining to them, number one, yung importance nila dyan sa loob. You don't want them to get in early foul trouble.
Especially for teams like these that love to play pressure defense all throughout the match.
And I'm glad that you asked that. Nung nakakatuwa rin yung development nitong mga bata from the start na kinover natin sila. Taas ng turnovers, and yung mga fouls, ang daming fouls every quarters. But as the season progresses, makikita mo nagiging mas disiplinado na yung mga players. And for a 14, 16, and 18-year-old to have that kind of platform to develop, talaga namang advantageous for them.
So I would like to thank our CEO and founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao, and of course, Commissioner Picazo and his team, Sir J.R. Navarro, for being able to set this stage for our young players who are longing for this exposure and reach. As talking about exposure and reach, Mandaluyong, they definitely need that right now to close out the quarter.
As we take a look at this strong move once again from Russell Bayani, forcing his way in, absorbing the contact. Talaga namang bagay na bagay for that pound-for-pound play.
You know, Coach, it's just gonna be time before we put the little out of his moniker, the Little Beast.
Totoo yan.
But maybe, you know, the original Beast Calvin Abueva will have something to say about that. So we'll see about that in the future. 10 seconds to play here in the opening frame. Steal by Mandaluyong. 3 seconds left. Shot, that's short. Put back attempt is no good. And we will end the first 10 minutes of action with the Davao Red Cubs up by 3, 20-17. Let's take a look at our extreme gaming move of the game. Thing of beauty right there.
Grabe, no? Early offense. That's where they're good at, itong Davao. Kaya kailangan talaga transition defense for Mandaluyong.
Cañete able to get that hop step and the lane right there. We'll take a break. Second quarter of action sa aming pagbabalik.
Out of 22 teams, we are now down to 2 teams and we will determine who's the best among the rest in this do or die game. Para nga sa Davao Red Cubs, they didn't play their game well at masyado silang nagpakumpiyansa. That's why they were out-rebounded by Mandaluyong both on game 1 and 2. So rebounds will be the #1 priority of this team in this game. They also prepared for 2 days straight para masigurado na makukuha na nila ang panalo ngayong gabi. Para naman sa Mandaluyong, after game 2, they didn't have the chance to practice because they prioritize the recovery of their players. Lalo na iniinda pa rin ni Russell Bayani ang kanyang jaw at ankle sprain injury. Sabi nga niya, 60% lang ang maipapakita niyang laro ngayon. Pero malaking tiwala na lang ibibigay niya sa kanyang mga teammates. Sila natin kung sino na ang tuluyang mananalo ngayong gabi. Pero pasalamat muna tayo sa Extreme Gaming for being the sheer fan here in the Junior MPBL. Pwede ka na maglaro at manalo gamit lang inyong phone anytime, anywhere. But gaming is for 21 years old and above only. So keep it para mga kaliga, game responsibly. Balik sa inyo, Javi and Coach Melo.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Coach, you heard Andrea, rebounding will be a top priority para dito sa Davao Red Cubs. And you know, so far they've been showcasing that. That's why they have the lead early here in this game.
Well, that's true. Yung game of adjustments talaga, no? And they're the taller team here, so it should really follow that they're winning that department. Kaya naman, they're putting a premium for this game.
Meanwhile, basket right there on the other side. Año Nuevo providing quality minutes off that bench para sa Junior Microsmith.
And itong Mandaluyong already has 6 assists in this game.
They're really trying to find those seams in the defense, trying to make sure that Davao commits mistakes when they move that basketball. And it's beginning to bear fruit right now, Coach Melo.
Yeah, we talked about that back in the first quarter. They need to penetrate the paint because yun nga, yung gusto mo ma-force itong Davao to rotations. And on that last sequence, nahuli yung drop down, kaya naman libreng-libre sa ilalim.
Año Nuevo checked in para sa Mandaluyong midway through the first frame, and so far, so good para sa kanyang kupunan. A chance for one more at the line here para kay Año Nuevo. And he ties the game at 20 apiece. Our first deadlock in quite a while here sa ating first half. Red Cubs walk it up to their front court. Ulioses goes backdoor. Extra pass. Davao moves it around. Corner pocket three, that's short. Offensive rebound. Could not finish right there, but they get another chance. Left-handed scoop. And the kiss off the glass para dito sa Davao.
And you would see the frustration on the face of Coach Mark Herrera. 3 chances ang naibigay nila doon sa Davao. That's something that not gonna help their cause in this game.
Bayani trying to improvise, and he gets it to who else? Año Nuevo gets it on once again inside.
This tandem of Bayani and Año Nuevo so far creating wonders para dito sa Mandaluyong.
Año Nuevo only played 5 minutes in their last game loss to Davao in Game 2. But he has been showing some class here early in this game, and it looks like Coach Mark Herrera will be putting him in this ball game for quite some time.
Oo, minsan may hanggang lumawit ang dila mo dyan sa loob for as long as you're playing good. And dyan nga kakailanganin nila ngayon.
That pass meant for Bayani. He recovers. The little beast kicks it out. Here's Hinogin for 3. And he knocks it down from the outside.
And that's all you could hope for para dito sa Mandaluyong. Magsabay-sabay ang magandang laro nitong si Hinogin, itong sila Bayani. But as always, Red Cubs quick to respond on the other end.
That was the first taste of the lead for Mandaluyong, but itong Davao, they cut it to 1. There's going to be a foul on the attempted double. San Juan will be the guilty party.
A little too aggressive right there was San Juan. Na corner na lang, wala nang pupuntahan. You already stopped that dribble. Pero nga, you mentioned earlier, yung disiplina. How do you stop them from trying to steal that basketball?
It takes a lot of time, no, Coach, for you to be able to help your players understand that kind of concept in the game, especially with these players who are growing up in the game of basketball.
Totoo yan.
Junior Microsmith move it around. Golyoso, top of the key. Forced to take it from the outside. That's no good. A tap goes to Davao. The Red Cubs in transition. San Juan will take it and leave it para dito kay Nicolas Lorenzo. Timeout taken here on the floor. We'll be back after these. Back here inside the Amoranto Arena, inside the Amoranto Sports Complex for Game 3 of your Under-18 National Finals between the Davao Red Cubs and the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith, where the red shirts have been able to recover from being down early on in this game. They now take the lead 28-26. Red Cubs trying to answer back with a 3. That's no good. Hinogin pushes, leaves it for Gulyoso. He could not finish on the break.
Well, they're trying to push the pace, talking about Mandaluyong and the Red Cubs. Right now, struggling to find their groove in offense.
3-pointer, that's too strong. Back iron, that one was Valiosis. Good transition defense for the Red Cubs. Mandaluyong. Oh, what a pretty shot right there.
Not an easy shot to make in front of Nicolas Lorenzo.
Especially at this level, bihira yung mga ganyan, coach. If you're able to have that kind of shot, you're really a special player. As talking about special players, Lorenzo is definitely one for this Davao Red Cub squad.
Kita mo naman, one dribble, turnaround, one-handed floater. How can you block that shot?
30-28. Hinogin drives baseline, met at the top, and Nicolas says, no, 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 not in my house.
Enough is enough, sabi nitong si Nicolas.
San Juan to the corner. That's going to be a foul on a 3-point shot against Mandaluyong.
That foul was on Von Awa, committing a mortal sin here. Alam naman natin, yung mga veteranong coaches, galit na galit. Every time you foul a jump shooter.
More so a 3-point shooter.
Oh.
Valiente will be taking 3 shots at the 15-foot parallel. Valiente sinks the first. It's been a seesaw battle so far here in the second quarter, Coach Melo, compared to the first period where it was somewhat of a, I wouldn't say dominant, but at least a steady performance by the Red Cubs.
Well, you have to give credit to the coaches for making the necessary adjustments. Nakikita na nila yung mga gaps dun sa depensa. Also, they're able to locate the mismatches, kaya napupuntahan na nila. And yun nga ngayon, itong Red Cubs, kita mo naman, rebounding has really been one of their strengths.
And here they get another opportunity, another crack at the basket. Sharp 3 from the other corner, and he gets fouled again.
Ito ngayon, Coach Mark, napatayo and will send someone in, trying to stress the importance of preserving those fouls. And
boy, I'd hate to be at the receiving end of that Coach Mark Herrera sermon after fouling the same person twice from the outside, just from opposite corners.
Ganda kasi nung itong si Doliente. Medyo delayed yung release niya. On top of his jump, doon niya binibitaw. Kaya ikaw mapapasabit ka rin talaga eh.
Pero patusok siya, Coach, no? Yung trajectory, patusok eh. Kinda reminds me of Dorel Wright from the Miami Heat years back. Davao ahead by 3 points, more than halfway through our second period. Balad directing traffic here for the junior Microsmith. Año Nuevo has been quiet the past few possessions. Gulyoso. Palad fumbles it. Shot clock at 6. Gulyoso will take it and make it.
That is great defense on the part of the Red Cubs. Walang makitang driving lane, but just better offense. Gulyoso just knocking down the 3-pointer, mga 2 steps above the 3-point line.
That's already 3-pointer number 6 for Mandaluyong in this game. And they get the steal. Onto the other side, Lorenzo fails to catch etong si Hinogin, who scores on the break. Pushes Mandaluyong back in the lead, 35-33. Timeout taken by the Davao Red Cubs. We'll stay on the air here, Coach. What have you been liking so far from the Junior Microsmith the past few possessions?
Well, yung kanilang 5 on the floor right now is very quick, very athletic. Kaya nakita natin, they were able to play scrambling defense and quickly attack in transition. Hinogin, one of the best finishers we have here.
Our Commissioner Kit Picasso along with Sir J.R. Navarro and the owner of Doride Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of the Junior MPBL, Henry Mardo, in attendance dito sa ating huling laro of our inaugural Junior MPBL season, which we are holding here at the Amoranto Arena, where we actually held our first mock-up game. So it's only fitting that we play our last ball game dito sa venue na to. Thank you so much to Amoranto Sports. And we'd also like to acknowledge Extreme Gaming, our official sponsor, Doride Bola ng Pinoy, Jinky Skin, Pound for Pound Fitness, MPTV, assured by Auto Asia, Kronos, AJF Customs. Thank you so much for supporting ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Well, it's really nice to have yung mga supporters natin. You can only expect greater things ahead para sa Junior MPBL because of them.
This is only year one, and we see so much growth already from everybody who participated and made this possible. That's a score on the other side for the Red Cubs. That's Valloses scoring inside the paint.
That's already their 7th second chance points here in the game.
And Mandaluyong has been giving up a lot of offensive rebounds here in the first half. They're knotted up at 35 apiece. This is a far cry from the game that they played in Game 2, where the scoring was really low. Both teams are on pace to score 50 here in the first half.
And they're shooting pretty well in the field. 11 out of 21, 52% for Davao. 12 out of 22, 54% naman para dito sa Mandaluyong. And itong Davao started the game with the early three-pointers, pero medyo umaalat na here in the second. But Mandaluyong continues to impress us with that 66% three-point shooting.
Nuevo sets the roadblock. Here's Palad with a hand in his face. No problem. Galing dito kay Palad.
Grabe yung kumpiyansa na pinapakita nitong Mandaluyong, unfazed by the pressure defense ng Red Cubs.
I haven't been covering here for quite some time, but I must say, I must really miss this kind of atmosphere. Seeing these kids play this type of ball game.
Iba no?
Kasi nung panahon ko, di naman kagawin ganyan ka-skilled eh.
Saka pag tumira ka ng challenge three-pointer
Yeah. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. Especially when I played for Coach Horacio Lim in high school. And I was taking my residency, I'd take those kinds of shots. Especially, I had no business taking shots at all.
Alam naman natin, he defines roles very well. No?
For sure.
Kumbaga, parati nga sinasabi, kung hindi mo yan pinapakita sa akin sa practice, never do that in a game.
Kaka-war flashbacks ako, Coach. Bayani, he's been silent here in the first half. Of course, as Andrea mentioned, he's been dealing with a couple of injuries throughout this series. That's going to be last touch on Davao. Mandaluyong will have a chance to extend this three-point advantage. Because no team has led by more than 3 or 4 points for a long period of time here in the first half.
Yeah, that's true. It's because of the defense din na ginagawa ng pareho nating kupunan. No? It's game 3. You already know the tendencies. And yun nga nangyayari ngayon eh. Wala nang makita masyadong advantage both teams.
Bayani trying to stuck that one in. Offensive rebound for the junior Microsmith. The tap goes to Nicolas Lorenzo. Davao will slow it down, but they see an open man in the corner. The drive, baseline, stripped cleanly by the little beast.
And you would see here Coach Mark Herrera pleading for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Back in the day, you would call that an advantage foul. FIBA has centralized the ruling that whatever is not a basketball play will be deemed an unsportsmanlike foul.
They've put those criterias, you know. And especially when you're trying to stop a transition play without a last line of defender. Marami tayong nakita niyan when we were starting the tournament. Dahil nga, the players have that good intention in mind na wag lang paskurin easily. Pero yun nga, as we progress, natutunan nila on how to play around those rules.
Kantor na bagong pasok dito para sa kupunan ni Coach Mark Herrera. 10 on the shot clock. Does Mandaluyong know it? Herrera passes it to the wrong man. Davao on the run. The Red Cubs having trouble with the leather. They recover. Lorenzo doesn't wait for troops. That shot a little too long. Another offensive rebound and the second chance opportunity for Davao.
And it's because of guys like Lawrence Batong Bakal. Kaya may kumpiyansang tumira itong si Lorenzo from the outside.
I imagine having your center shoot from the outside. At tiwala ka na yung iba mong teammates, they will crash the boards for you. Timeout taken by the junior Micro Smith will stay on the air. 22 seconds left here in the first half. Coach, di kita talaga naging labanan dito. For all the marbles, did we expect anything less?
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, we already had 4 lead changes here in the game. That's a testament to the quality of game we're having. And tinan natin itong turnover story. No? Both teams, masasabi mo, especially Mandaluyong, protecting that basketball very well with 3 turnovers here. And Davao naman, they're trying to quicken the pace. And in the process, nagkakaroon sila na medyo pagmamadali. That's why they have 7 turnovers already.
Well, I'm looking at the turnovers here from both squads in the first 2 games. These were a lot of giveaways para sa parehong kupunan. So you could really understand their conscious effort to minimize these errors, especially with a game of this magnitude.
So especially here in the junior MPBL, na lahat ng teams ay very good finishers in the break. Kaya pag talagang tinapon mo yung bola, they really pound on the opportunity.
Last shot time here for the junior Micro Smith. Cadorna though rushes it. That's off the mark. They get another chance. 6 on the game clock. 4 seconds left here in the first half. A shot from 18, that's no good. And that marks the end of the first 20 minutes of action here between the Davao Red Cubs and the Mandaluyong Junior Micro Smith. Let's take a look at this Extreme Gaming move of the game. That shot from the outside, despite the hand in his face, converted right there by Palad.
Kita mo no hesitation on that shot. As soon as he got that basketball, boom, buo yung lob. He wanted to really take that 3-pointer. And hindi naman nga niya pinahiya kung si Coach Mark Herrera with that shot.
That marks the end of our first half. We'll be back for our halftime analysis.
Hello everyone, I would like to thank everyone for the support you've given for the inaugural season of the Junior MPBL. The support you gave to the league meant helping each young basketball player to have his moment to shine, and that is the aim of this league, to be an avenue for inspiring young bowlers to have his moment under the spotlight. Please continue supporting your home teams as we go along with the playoffs all the way to the championship. Maraming salamat po. We greet you on advance happy holidays and may God bless each and every one of you. Ito ang Junior MPBL, ang Liga ng Batang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Pagbabago pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to.
Hello everyone, I would like to thank everyone for the support you've given for the inaugural season of the Junior MPBL. The support you gave to the league meant helping each young basketball player to have his moment to shine, and that is the aim of this league, to be an avenue for inspiring young bowlers to have his moment under the spotlight. Please continue supporting your home teams as we go along with the playoffs all the way to the championship. Maraming salamat po. We greet you on advance happy holidays and may God bless each and every one of you. Ito ang Junior MPBL, ang Liga ng Batang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Pagbabago pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to.
Hello everyone, I would like to thank everyone for the support you've given for the inaugural season of the Junior MPBL. The support you gave to the league meant helping each young basketball player to have his moment to shine, and that is the aim of this league, to be an avenue for inspiring young bowlers to have his moment under the spotlight. Please continue supporting your home teams as we go along with the playoffs all the way to the championship. Maraming salamat po. We greet you on advance happy holidays and may God bless each and every one of you. Ito ang Junior MPBL, ang Liga ng Batang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Pagbabago pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to.
Mga kaliga, nakatutok pa rin kayo dito sa Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Inaugural Season Final Day. And kasama ko nga ngayon ang team consultant ng Mandaluyong Junior Smith, Coach Mark Herrera, at ang ating assistant coach ng Davao Red Cubs, Coach Aldrin Luna. So nahin ko po muna itong si Coach Mark. Coach Mark, this game is very unpredictable. Both teams are very competitive. Pero para sa iyo, Coach, ano ba yung nagiging susi para kayo ang manalo ngayong gabi?
Para sa amin kasi nagko-concentrate kami ngayon sa defense eh. Kasi medyo, syempre malalaki yung kalaban namin. Overheight sila para sa amin. So, doon kami nag-work sa defense namin.
Okay, Coach. Good luck po. May gusto kang pasalamatan o ba't yan sa mga sumusuporta sa Mandaluyong?
Nagpapasalamat ako sa aming team manager na si Elizabeth Cruz, at sa aming napakasipag na coach na si Jay Cruz. Mabuhay kayo.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck po for the game. Dito naman po tayo kay Coach Aldrin. Coach Aldrin, sabi nga ni Coach Miko, this tournament, this league is preparation for your main tournament. So for you, so far, ano ba yung babaunin ng koponan mo at pinaka natutunan nyo dito sa Junior MPBL?
Siyempre yung hindi pipigil na na titigil hanggang manalo, yung kailangan maging consistent pa rin, wag magwatak-watak sa game plan namin na mga close game kailangan namin baunin ng panalo sa game na to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Aldrin. May gusto kang pasalamatan o ba't yan?
Pinapasalamatan namin yung San Beda community, saka yung mga parents na nanonood dito, saka yung mga MPBL fans. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, coaches, and good luck po for the game. Pero pasalamat muna tayo sa Extreme Gaming for being the sheer fun here in the Junior MPBL. Pwede ka na maglaro at manalo gamit lang ang inyong phone anytime, anywhere. But gaming is for 21 years old and above only, so keep it fun mga kaliga, game responsibly. And we will be right back for more ball game action.
Hello everyone, I would like to thank everyone for the support you've given for the inaugural season of the Junior MPBL. The support you gave to the league meant helping each young basketball player to have his moment to shine, and that is the aim of this league, to be an avenue for inspiring young bowlers to have his moment under the spotlight. Please continue supporting your home teams as we go along with the playoffs all the way to the championship. Maraming salamat po. We greet you on advance happy holidays and may God bless each and every one of you. Ito ang Junior MPBL, ang Liga ng Batang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Pagbabago pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to.
Hello everyone, I would like to thank everyone for the support you've given for the inaugural season of the Junior MPBL. The support you gave to the league meant helping each young basketball player to have his moment to shine, and that is the aim of this league, to be an avenue for inspiring young bowlers to have his moment under the spotlight. Please continue supporting your home teams as we go along with the playoffs all the way to the championship. Maraming
From 22 teams, we are down to our last two, and it's the last game of the season between the Davao Red Cubs and the Mandaluyong Junior Smith here in our 18-under national finals of the inaugural season of the Junior MPBL. And so far, it's been a tight race between these two teams.
Well, we saw a lot of three-pointers on the side of Mandaluyong, 7 out of 11. Ito namang Davao, as usual, really going to the paint and scoring those inside points. You already have 18 from that shaded area, so it's going to be a battle of the Giants against the outside shooting of Mandaluyong. Pero ngayon, importante rin for both teams to really take care of that basketball. 7 turnovers for Davao, 4 naman para dito sa Mandaluyong. And so far, they've been scoring on those mishaps on the offensive end. 7 na ang turnover points itong Mandaluyong.
It's been a game of runs between these two teams. No squad has actually been able to put out a dominant showing for a consistent rate of possession. Doliente opens up the scoring here in the third quarter with a basket to give Davao the lead. And the Red Cups get the steal here. Olyoses tried to go inside. That was a tight pass to make. It's going to be a baseline inbound for the Red Cubs.
And if you're Mandaluyong, you need to be careful here. The Red Cubs are a very strong third quarter team.
They really have to be wary, especially with players like these, but Olyoses fails to finish inside. Golyoso asking for a screen from Año Nuevo, who had quite a performance in the second quarter off the bench. Here into starting nod here in the third quarter. That's a three-pointer. Aling dito kay Jovi Hinogin.
He already has 19 points here in the game, leading all scorers. Siya pa lang ang nasa double figures.
Wow, 19 points. Almost half of the production of Mandaluyong coming from one player. And here he skies for that board, doing everything para sa kanyang kupunan. You know that he wants this victory. He wants to hoist up the trophy after this game.
Well, this guy has been solid all throughout the season. 16.8 points, 4.1 rebounds, 2.1 assists. These are really amazing numbers for him, and the best way nga to cap off is to get that crown para sa kanyang kupunan.
Let's see if he definitely can lead his team here. Shot from the short corner, that's no good from Monterroso. Gamble right there, galing dito kay Hinogin. That's going to be a foul against him. That's going to be number 3, big development.
Mabigat yan, early in the third. He will have to sit down on the bench and question right now, who will they go to in their offense? Because after him, it's Año Nuevo who had 6 points. And alam naman natin, Año Nuevo, he works best off yung mga pasa. So tingnan natin ngayon dito, who will step up for Mandaluyong.
Left corner pocket 3. That's down and through para dito sa Red Cubs.
Much needed 3-pointer for the Red Cubs. That's only their third here in the game out of 10 tries.
Palad also was able to drain one spectacular three-pointer in the first half. Here's Año Nuevo continuing his stellar play, this time knocking down that 17-footer.
No, that's unusual para kay Año Nuevo. No? Usually we see him battling his way through. Pero ngayon, pinakitaan tayo ng kanyang range from the outside.
Cut inside, defense right there. Galing kay Russell Bayani, forced the miss. 43-42. More than 3 minutes gone by here in the third frame. Palad might have gotten away with a walk. Back out to Golyoso. Bayani wants it. 8 on the 24. Fakes out the 3. The spin. Defender right there with him. Shot clock winding down, and look who bails them out.
Another three-pointer in the nick of time para dito sa Mandaluyong. How many times they've done that here in the game? Pangalawa, pangatlong beses na.
4-point lead for the junior Microsmith, courtesy of that 3-point shot by Golyoso.
And what a time for their 3-point shots to connect. 9 out of 13 para kay Coach Mark Herrera. Definitely negating that height advantage of the Red Cubs.
Then here he gets the steal. Leaves it for Monterroso, forces it through, and the lefty shot off the bank is good.
Kita mo naman yun, for a while there, I thought he already lost control of the basketball, pero napakagandang finish.
48-42, this is the biggest lead of Mandaluyong here in this game. Doliente to the left side. Zone here being played by the red shirts. Three-pointer no good. Double black eye para dito sa Davao. They missed the shot and they give up the foul.
And you gotta give credit to their boxing out. Kita mo naman, despite them being undersized, they're able to push out the players of the Red Cubs. And again, they're doing this without their best scorer on the floor.
And Coach, might I add also that they've been playing zone the past few possessions here. We know that when you play zone, it's quite hard to finish a possession with a defensive rebound.
Totoo yan, because you don't have an assigned guy, and maganda rin yung disiplina pinapakita nila dito ngayon because the nearest guy to them, they're able to box out. It's Bayani scores off of that turnaround jump shot. We asked, sino ba magti-take over in the absence of Hinogin? Bayani is trying to answer that question.
What a time for his scoring to come. Let's see if he can put in more baskets. A double on the left side. Lorenzo loses it, but ball will stay with the Red Cubs with 10 seconds to work with on their shot clock.
And ngayon maganda yung ginagawa nila. No? Off that zone, once the ball is dumped in the post, quick double na, hindi na inaantay na makabuelo tong si Lorenzo.
Wagan. Davao has 4 seconds on their shot clock. Do they know it? Batong Bakal has to force it up. He does it. Opting to pass by Loses. Coach, this is a guy who has struggled in this game. Let's now turn you over to Miss Andrea Veloso for a report.
Kahit may iniindang injury, patuloy pa ring lalaban si Russell Bayani ng Mandaluyong Junior Michael Smith. Sa sobrang daming araw nilang pinagdaanan, hindi ito ang oras para sumuko. Kung nakikita nyo mga kaliga, may punit at sira ang sapatos na suot ngayon ni Russell. Pero ito pa rin ang ginamit niya dahil lucky charm niya ito. Simula nang sinuot niya ito noong playoff series ay hindi na sila nalaglag. Kaya naman umaasa pa rin si Russell na swerte pa rin ito ngayong final game. Tingnan natin kung uulanan nga ng swerte ang Mandaluyong sa mga susunod na quarter. Javi and Coach Melo?
Wow, thank you for that report, Andrea. Quite risky to be playing with broken shoes, especially if you're a player like Russell Bayani who relies on his athleticism a lot. Meanwhile, Palad able to get the steal and finishes on the other side.
And that will prompt a timeout. This is already a 10-point lead for Mandaluyong. They have come here to play in the third.
Oh, you mentioned, Coach, how good the third quarter team this Davao team is. Well, Mandaluyong is showing them that they are the better third quarter squad here. 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. Back here inside the Amoranto Arena, dito sa loob ng Amoranto Sports Complex. This is Game 3 of our 18-under national finals between the Davao Red Cubs and the Mandaluyong Junior Micro Smith, where the boys of Coach Mark Herrera are up by their biggest lead of the game at 10, 52 to 42. Javi Palanya joined by Coach Melo Navarro and Miss Andrea Veloso. Coach, Mandaluyong has come to play here at the start of the third.
Well, it's a good adjustment coming off the halftime break. No, yung zone defense nila has forced Davao to take outside shots, and alam naman nga natin, it's been a problem for Davao in the series to knock down those threes.
Palad jumps a pass. Monterroso adjusts, scores, and finishes.
What a beautiful move mula dito kay Monterroso. One dribble going to the baseline, and look at that body control in midair.
Very unorthodox yung galaw niya. So, ang hirap timingan. What more, kaliwete pa siya.
Kaya nga eh.
Lead is a dozen for the guys in red. A turnover once again by Davao. Bayani has his eyes set on the rim. He's blocked. No foul called. Referee says it's all ball. A chance for the Red Cubs on the other side. Wagan leaves it. And there's going to be a foul called against Mandaluyong.
Well, that's a good break para dito sa Red Cubs. Bayani, medyo nag-slow down kasi siya, no? Kaya inabot pa siya ng defense doon. And the Red Cubs, great job trying to quicken the pace here in the game dahil nga yung zone defense ngayon talagang nahihirapan sila on how to break that 1-2-2 defense of Mandaluyong.
Francis Doliente is our guest at the charity stripe. Team down by 12 here. I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors without whom our inaugural season would not be possible. Of course, Extreme Gaming, our official sponsor, Doride Bola ng Pinoy, Jinky Skin, Pound for Pound Fitness, MPTV, Assured by Auto Asia, Kronos, and AJF Customs, as well as Amoranto Sports. Perfect trip to the line para kay Doliente. Winters and Batombakal will check back in the game para dito sa kupunan ni Coach Mico Roldan.
It is their turn to go for a zone pressure defense.
Ball will stay with Mandaluyong after that double by Wagan and San Juan near the half line.
And I like this ploy by the Red Clubs, no? They're the longer team, they're the more athletic. Ngayon naman sila magpupunta to a 1-2-2 zone half-court defense. Let's see if they're gonna change things up here.
Benedict Gaitos returning to the ball game here for Coach Mark Herrera. Cantorno trying to maneuver his way past those two defenders. Davao with the steal. Batombakal leaves it for Wagan, who decides to pull it back. Lots of time on their shot clock. It's with Wagan. Picks up the dribble. Batombakal, he loves those corners. Rims out. Offensive rebound by Winters. That's no good on the putback.
Grabe, hindi talaga maano, no? Ganda nung intensity ng zone defense eh. All the points of attack are being covered. And the good thing about it, yun nga, yung boxing out at the end. Yun yung nagiging game changer ngayon for Coach Mark Herrera, kaya hindi makakuha ng second chance opportunities itong Davao.
And would you say, Coach, Mandaluyong, they're really trying to play percentages here. Alam nila na hindi ganun ka gandang porsyento ng Davao mula sa labas, at least for today's game. Dipsy-do, no good. Offensive rebound. What about the junior Microsmith giving Davao a dose of their own medicine here in the third?
And look at how that bench and the crowd celebrated after that rebound. Alam nila that they really need that second chance points.
It's really becoming electric here inside the Amoranto Arena. But Wagan is deciding to have his fans a reason to cheer for.
And a sign of relief para dito sa Red Cubs. Finally, an outside shot for them here in the third.
Red Cubs, though, down by 9 points at this point. Sorry, 10. 56-46. Game clock winding down. 5 seconds remaining. Cantorno pops for a three. That is nothing but bottom para kay Cantorno.
What a shot mula dito kay Cantorno. I did not know where did that come from.
Carlos Cantorno trying to still give his team that advantage and momentum going into the fourth quarter. That's our Extreme Gaming move of the game, that buzzer-beating three-point shot from the right side of the floor. Nagbabalik ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino here inside the Amoranto Arena sa sa Amoranto Sports Complex. Javi Palanya, Coach Melo Navarro, and Andrea Veloso, your panel for Game 3 of the Under-18 National Finals between Davao and Mandaluyong. So far, Coach Melo, your thoughts on this game, especially with what Davao has to do here at the start of the fourth?
Well, itong Davao needs to settle down, go to their strengths, which is pounding that ball inside, attacking that paint, and really playing methodical half-court game. Para naman dito sa Mandaluyong, they need to continue putting that pressure and forcing Davao out of their comfort zone. What third quarter pinakita ng Mandaluyong dito na 21-9.
And they continue to show out here at the start of this fourth period. They extend this lead to 15 points. Valiosis kicks it out. Wagan to the corner. Batumbakal couldn't get a shot off. Wagan does so. And that's going to be a stop for the junior Microsmith. It has just been downhill in terms of knocking down shots para dito sa Davao Red Cubs. Cantorna hit that buzzer-beating 3 at the end of the third. Gives it up to Golyoso. Reads the shot clock. It's at 8 right now. Cantorna sizing up his defender. He's against Batumbakal. It's gonna stay with Mandaluyong with 4.6 on the 24.
Well, itong si Cantorna will get his much-deserved rest here in the game. Pero dagdag problema para dito sa Red Cubs. Jevi Nogin is back in the game.
We almost forgot about how magical his performance has been here para sa kanyang kupunan. After his teammates really took care of the scoring load and also playing incredible defense. That guy as well, ito si Monteroso, providing clutch baskets para sa kanilang kupunan.
Grabe, unorthodox jump shot from him, but as long as it goes in, you're gonna take it if you're Coach Mark.
Exactly. Why fix it if it ain't broke? That's what they say.
Pero ito ngayon, Coach Mark Herrera, he wants to really take away that driving lane. He's preaching to his boys right now the importance of moving your feet and taking away that opportunity for the Red Cubs to attack that lane.
They continue to stick to that zone. It looks like it's a 1-3-1 right now. Wagan picks up his dribble. Three-pointer from the right wing. Short offensive rebound by Davao. The Red Cubs need a basket here. Shot clock winding down. Bailoses against the defense. Could not score.
Look at that closeout. Kita mo naman talagang all the effort is there, and grabe, Himogin just skying high for that rebound.
Russell Bayani. Give it up to the left side. Pocket pass, Año Nuevo. Partially blocked. Davao with a chance in transition. Lorenzo, who has been silenced here in the second half by this Mandaluyong defense. Bailoses has a chance to redeem his team, and he does so right there, knocking down a three-point shot.
And finally, a basket from beyond the arc para dito sa Red Cubs. Bailoses has 10 points in this game.
We're still looking at a 14-point advantage here. Disadvantage, rather, talking about Davao. Jump ball, possession goes to the side of the Red Cubs.
And I'm looking at the numbers here. Itong si Nicolas Lorenzo had 6 points back in the first half and has been held scoreless here in the second half by that defense of Mandaluyong.
Well, now is the time for him to try and show out habang hindi pa huli ang lahat para dito sa Red Cubs. Remember, this is winner take all dito sa laro na to between Davao and Mandaluyong. Bailoses could not hit back-to-back.
And that is the weakness of a 1-3-1 defense. So yung corners, so far, San Beda is able to hit that spot. Pero yun nga, kailangan consistently maipukol nila yan.
Bayani pops the head and shoulder fake, the spin, the kick out. It ends up with Golyoso. Could not hit from straight away. Here's Palad. Another steal for Mandaluyong. Junior Microsmith on the break. Bayani loses it, forces it up. Lorenzo gets it. Wagan onto the outside. Three-pointer in transition. That's good. That's Cañete hitting it from the outside.
And that's a good transition attack for the Red Cubs. Proper spacing for them, hitting the shooter from beyond the arc. If you're Mandaluyong naman ngayon, some adjustments in our transition defense needs to be made.
Like you really see the power of the three-point shot, coach. They're now down by just 11 points. But time slowly starting to wither here para sa kanilang kupunan. Now go to the corner once again. After hitting that three-pointer a few possessions back, Vailoses has been unable to knock it down from those corners.
And you would see the anticipation from his team every time he goes up for that shot.
A look at Golyoso. Step back, three-point shot. Magnificent play. And he makes sure his bench celebrates after that shot.
One of the smallest guys on the floor, but definitely playing the biggest here. Already has 14 points to go along with 11 assists.
Wow. Spectacular numbers. A lot of junior Microsmith players really putting in key performances here. Here's Palad. He too has played a heck of a game para dito kay Coach Mark Herrera.
And if you would notice there in that last attack of Palad, yung slight change of pace made the difference. It was a 1-against-3 attack. Pero yun nga, yung kanyang momentary stop gave him that quick first step.
Guys down on the floor. I think this is Russell Bayani. Remember, Bayani is nursing a couple of injuries. So this is not looking good. We hope the best para sa kanya. Our medical staff trying to give him attention here.
Looks like he was holding on to that leg na merong support no?
And from Andres' report earlier, he's playing with shoes that may punit nga daw. Here's what happened. Let's take a look. Watch him there somewhere in the middle of your screens. There he is trying to go for that rebound. Ayun. After that box out attempt, he was pushed. And yeah, he's holding on to that left leg.
Looks like he stepped on somebody there.
However, just as Bayani was writhing in pain on the other side, Palad was able to cross on over to their front court and draw a foul. Knocks down the first free throw. What about this second half performance by the junior Microsmith, Coach Melo?
And itong si Ross for Palad, already matching his averages here in the game.
5.2 points per game this season. All right, timeout taken here on the floor. 4 minutes and 35 remaining here in Game 3. We are back here in Game 3 of the Under-18 National Finals between Davao and Mandaluyong. So far, the junior Microsmith had really been dominating these third and fourth quarters.
Well, they did a great adjustment back in the halftime. Yung zone defense nila made all the difference here in this game.
Another missed shot from the outside galing dito sa Davao. Nicolas Lorenzo hasn't been able to be involved in the offense for Davao the past few times down the road.
And look at that last rebounding sequence. It was Nicolas Lorenzo against 3 red shirts. How can he be able to get a rebound against those guys?
That's just a testament to how well Coach Mark Herrera has instilled the defensive discipline on his players, especially, we've been talking about it, Coach playing zone. It's really tough to finish plays with defensive rebounds when you're playing zone. And when you're playing zone, these are the types of shots that you have to hit if you're Davao.
And it's a good thing that itong si Vailoses was able to hit 2 already here in the second half. Pero you mentioned nga, no, yung preparation na ginawa ni Coach Mark. Look at that, skying high, out of nowhere. And another player's down on the floor.
Oh boy, well, what a move. First of all, galing kay Monterroso, coming out of nowhere to stick those 2 points back in. There was the putback. There you see Monterroso coming from behind. And right after, could be cramps. Parang di naman kasi siya natamaan.
Oo. The contact was on the other side. Kaya doon ako nakatingin. And it's being attended to by Coach Mark.
There he is on the bench. Mukhang cramps.
So that's the pressure of a Game 3 being felt by these players.
I imagine how this game turned from being a seesaw battle into a very dominant showing right here for Mandaluyong. And it's funny because you mentioned how Davao has been such a good third quarter team.
Yeah, and alam ni Coach Mark yun eh. Kaya naman talagang he wanted to counter that and he only was not able to do that. Eh, talaga namang dominated the whole of the second half.
That's just Coach Mark trying to show to everybody that he still is one of the best coaches at this level. Vailoses, this is a big shot. Could not knock it down, but Tombakal gets the offensive board. Wagan attacks from the right corner and he gets the basket and one opportunity.
A rare chance para dito sa Red Cubs. Let's take a look at this again. Wagan, 2 dribbles, attacking the heart of the defense. Was able to absorb the contact and kailangan nila ngayon, no? Just yan ang weakness din ng zone defense. Once you're able to put that ball in the floor and attack its heart, talaga namang magkakaroon ng mga adjustments. Tingnan natin if they still have enough time to get back in this game.
That power move was brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner, the junior MPBL. There's some discussion between referees and the Mandaluyong bench here. I think Coach Mark is still trying to put Monterroso back on the floor, but our officials saying that he has to sit on the bench first. Gonna really figure out what the point of contest was for. Oh, okay, there you go. All right, so clarification from our game officials. There was an open wound dun sa leg ni Monterroso, so he really had to be subbed out. That's mandatory. Wagan could not complete the 3-point play. Lorenzo gets the offensive rebound but loses it on the way up. Time is not the best friend of Davao right now. They're down by 13. These next few possessions will be crucial on both ends of the floor.
Well, this is still mathematically possible, but they need to create something out of this.
Bayani looked like he was going nowhere. Frustrating foul, I'm sure, against Davao.
The shot clock was already winding down, and yun nga, no? Yun yung sabi nga natin kanina in the pre-game, kung sino yung makakapag-settle down and makakapag-control ng tempo will most likely get this win. And so far, ang nakikita natin dyan is itong Mandaluyong.
Bayani will trigger in here for the junior Microsmith. Aggressive defense near the half line. Bayani slips. Año Nuevo, 7 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Davao. Batombakal was cutting through the middle. What's the call going to be here? Is it a foul? Hinugin will be called for number 4. That's number 4. He had to sit down during the third quarter when he was called for number 3. But Coach Mark Herrera will opt to field him in for the rest, I believe, of this 2 minutes and 24 seconds.
Oh, it's winning time. You know, he knows the importance of Hinogin in the game.
Three-pointer no good from the right corner. And Mandaluyong, they do not need to rush here. Hinogin knows it. So does Golyoso. They'll swing it around. Screen set by Año Nuevo. Hinogin, as we enter our final 2 minutes here in Game 3 of our 18 under national finals. Will Mandaluyong be able to take care of business, or can Davao still make a miraculous comeback? Three-pointer, no good. Wagan gets the offensive rebound. Lorenzo has been having trouble getting possession of that leather. Hinogin taps it to himself. Hinogin loses it as well. That ball seems to be wet right now. Bailoses gathers, could not score. That's short. Look who has the ball. Monterroso. Golyoso back to Monterroso, and Monterroso will score.
What a play mula dito sa Mandaluyong. It's just their effort, their intensity that has created this huge lead.
They've been sucking the life out of this Davao squad despite numerous attempts. The Red Cubs just could not find it in their offensive sets.
Grabe, you gotta give credit to Coach Mark and the rest of the coaching staff. Yung baon nilang iba-ibang looks ng zone defense, that is really the story of this game. Remember, back in the first half, 4 to 5 lead changes yung nakita natin, but when they started playing that zone, all of a sudden, this lead just erupted.
That third quarter was just crucial para dito sa Mandaluyong. Sabi nga ni Coach Melo, different looks of the zone, 2-3, 1-3-1. And it really has thrown Davao off guard. And look at Coach Mark Herrera, nagpa-picture pa dito. Well, you know, his team is up by 17 points after all with 1 minute and 19 remaining, 74 to 57. This is going to be very difficult for Davao.
This is the point where I can say it's improbable but not impossible for Davao. We know they're not here in the finals for nothing. They can pull something, but their shots need to start falling.
Just like the great Miko Halili likes to say, unless a miracle of miraculous proportions happens here, it's going to be hard for Davao. Well, that's a basket they need. Cutting down the lead to 15.
They need to make some stops here.
Golyoso settles down his troops. They don't even need to score here. But Bayani looking at the basket. Oh, what a move right there. Russell Bayani coming back into the game after going down with an injury earlier. Spectacular move, Coach.
A Pinoy step from the baseline. That is your hoop junkie moment.
Yes, sirree. Wow. That gather the level of skill to be able to perform a move like that, and especially with Russell nursing a couple of injuries this game, it's been tough for him to be able to rely on his athleticism. But, you know, they don't call him the little beast for nothing, and eventually that little will be knocked off that moniker.
And I think it's safe to say that drive of his could be the icing on the cake para dito sa Mandaluyong.
What we thought was going to be a close and tightly contested ball game all throughout. That's what it looked like in the first half. But then in the third period, Mandaluyong came out firing. They continued that run on over to the fourth quarter. They never let up, Coach.
They forced Davao to take a lot of outside shots. They took 26 attempts, only able to make 6 out of those, and that really spelled the difference here.
Davao will take one last timeout here. 36.8 seconds remaining in this game to try to salvage what pride they have left. After all, they still are the kings of the South, Coach. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, definitely nothing to be ashamed of. Mahirap din talaga ang pinagdaanan, no? Both of our teams. And as for Davao, this is going to be an experience they will really value for a long time.
It was J.R. Navarro with Tarayuki Shirahata in attendance here, of course. Also with the owner of Doride Basketball. What a season it's been here for the Junior MPBL. Only in year one and we've already seen so much growth and so much potential para dito sa ating liga. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Well, we could only expect greater things ahead para sa Junior MPBL. And I'm sure marami pa talagang matutulungan, ano?
That's right. You know, these kids are really in for a treat as long as they continue to work hard on their craft, as long as they show the desire. Mandaluyong, they don't need to score here. All they have to do is dribble out the clock. Ana to avoid a shot clock violation. And in 9 seconds, it will be official. That could be the last basket there for the Red Cubs, but Tombakal still trying to fight here. It's been an all Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith second half sa laro na to. But Tombakal taking care of the first free throw. And that's 2 for 2 para kay Lawrence Batombakal. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It is now official. We can now call the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith the champions of our 18 under division. The first ever titleists here in our inaugural Junior MPBL season.
Well, it was a great run for the team of Coach Mark Herrera. They lost players along the way. They need to make the necessary adjustments to still become a formidable team. And they were able to overcome adversity, definitely well deserving of his first ever championship.
It looked like at the start that Davao was going to be the hungrier and more deserving team. But then Mandaluyong, come that third quarter, they just went out fiery. And you could see it in their eyes, their body language. Hindi mo talaga madi-deny that they were the team that wanted it more.
That's true. It was a game of adjustments, and it was Mandaluyong who made that very important adjustment, which resulted to this very convincing win for them.
Coach Mark Herrera leading his squad to the inaugural championship dito sa ating 18 under division. But before we go on to our awarding, let's look at our extreme gaming move of the game. Russell Bayani with that incredible Pinoy step, like icing on top of that cake. Russell Bayani, the little beast, despite battling out injuries, he still came out to play here, Coach.
That's heart for you, Javi. No? Talagang he wanted this win. And yun yung tinatawagan natin na no excuses, just pure passion for the game of basketball, and the future, the ceiling is definitely unlimited for this kid.
76 to 65. What a game for Mandaluyong in that second half that really propelled them to the title here after going one apiece in the first two games. We thought this was going to be a dogfight all throughout the end.
That's true, because those games were decided by just 1 to 3 possessions lang, no? Pero ngayon nga talagang Mandaluyong blowing this game wide open, surprising everybody in this game.
Oh, game number 1 was decided in double overtime with the Junior Microsmith winning just by 2 points, 78 to 76. Tapos sa game 2 naman, it was a 4-point victory for the Davao Red Cubs to force this rubber match here tonight. Kaya lang they could not ride on that momentum. Now, let's turn you over to Ms. Andrea Veloso, who is with our inaugural 18 under champions, the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith.
At tuluyan na ang naipanalo ng Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith ang ating 18 under to hand over your well-deserved trophy, we have here our Junior MPBL Commissioner, Commissioner Keith Picasso. Congratulations, guys! Alright, congratulations, guys! Coach J, matanong ko lang. Coach J, saksi ako kung gaano ka ka-passionate, kung gaano ka ka-dedicated dito sa kupunan mo. So, gaano ka ba ka-proud sa Junior Microsmith ngayon?
Well, unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord at binigay sa amin tong kampyonato na to. Out of 22 teams, kino-congratulate ko yung Davao at lahat ng team na sumali. Of course, yung mga player na nagbigay ng kanilang puso, oras, at nagpapasalamat ako, nagtiwala sila kay Coach J at kay Coach Mark. Of course, sa ating commissioner, nagpapasalamat ako kay Commissioner Keith Picasso and Executive Director na si JR Navarro, sa ating technical head na si Robbie Dantoco, and sa aming mga sponsors, kay Colonel Estrella, sa team owner namin, sa franchise owner na si Boss JC, and kay Ma'am Elizabeth Cruz, of course, sa wife ko and sa family ko. And I know this journey, hindi ito nag-start nung June. But my journey as a coach started when I met the man during pandemic, and that is Coach Mark Herrera. Coach Mark, maraming salamat sa lahat ng tinuro mo at inambag mo sa amin. At nawa, marami pa tayong pagsamahan. I love you, Coach.
Thank you so much and congratulations. And to announce our finals MVP, may I call on our Executive Director, Sir JR Navarro. Sir JR.
Team Mandaluyong, congratulations. Great season, great guys. So we're here to announce our finals MVP. This guy played great on both ends. He was the gas to the engine. Definitely a fan favorite. I want to say congratulations to one and only Roberto Monteroso.
Congratulations again, our 18th under national champions, Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Back to Avi and Coach Melo, officially close this season.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Once again, congratulations to the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith for being our first champions dito sa ating 18 under division, conquering the Davao Red Cubs in dominant fashion here in Game 3 dito sa Amoranto Arena here in the Amoranto Sports Complex. What about that turnaround in the second half, Coach Melo?
Well, it's really an impressive adjustment and impressive execution for the boys of Mandaluyong. Definitely deserving of this win. They have etched their names in the history of Junior MPBL. And I'm sure a lot of exciting players and teams will be here in the coming seasons.
It was a total team effort for the boys of Coach Mark Herrera in that second half. You saw key players going out of the game due to foul trouble, but other players stepped up and carried the load despite the absence of those key players.
So we gotta make mention itong si Golioso, who really took over when itong si Jevy Hinogen was sitting on the bench. He had 14 points and 13 big assists. Look at that numbers.
But Coach, of course, we also have to give flowers to our finals MVP, Roberto Monteroso. He had a heck of a series, really earning that finals MVP trophy well.
Well, he had 12 points and 5 rebounds in this game, but those 12 points, they came at that time where they were trying to build on that lead in the third quarter. Kaya naman talaga yung impact niya in this game and in this series has really been felt by his team.
His impact, as you said, is beyond the numbers that he puts in. Is just his mere presence on the floor. Finally, you know, for the last time this season, we would like to thank our sponsors, without whom our inaugural season of the Junior MPBL would not be possible. We'd like to thank Extreme Gaming, TMT Play, Apex Gaming, Atlantis, Jinky Skin, Pound for Pound Fitness, AJF Custom, Assured, and also we'd like to thank Kronos, Vivere, MPTV on Signal Channel 98 and also our official game ball Doride ang bola ng Pinoy. Alright, so that's it for us here at the Amoranto Arena here inside the Amoranto Sports Complex. We look forward to seeing you guys in our next season of the Junior MPBL. For Coach Mark Herrera, for our courtside reporter, Miss Andrea Veloso, for all the hardworking men and women of the production crew, and for everybody who has pitched in for the betterment of our inaugural season. Thank you so much. This has been Javi Palanya at ito ang Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
You told me that you wasn't a freak, but now I don't believe you. Cause the way you got me feeling right now, every day, girl, I wanna see you. You should just let me freak you. I say you should just. You told me that you wasn't a freak, but now I don't believe you. Cause the way you got me feeling right now, every day, girl, I wanna see you. You should just let me freak you. I say you should just. You told me that you wasn't a freak, but now I don't believe you. Cause the way you got me feeling right now, every day, girl, I wanna see you. You should just let me freak you.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Kabayad pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.